that was initiated by two good friends right here from Birnamwood, Emil Praslowitz and Norby Broniker. And I think, first of all, before we do anything, we should bring those gentlemen up here and let them say a few words to you and let them know their feelings about the reception they've received in the last 12 years. Come on up, Emil. Let's give them a nice hand.
This little guy always likes to hang out in the background over here for some reason or other. You got a word or two here first, Norby?
Well, I'd just like to thank the nice crowd we have here today and all our good help. We sure appreciate it. And everybody, we wish they enjoy themselves very much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for all you being here. And we'd like to take this opportunity for all the people who are donating their help. I don't know if they can hear us from here or not, but anyway, all those that are volunteering their help, we sure appreciate their fine hands. We got a little contest going here. Gene Heyer has been on the market for many, many, many years. Could anybody guess how long he's had his band together? I hate to give you a clue, but maybe you can give me a better one. I hear a lot back there? 30 years?
45.
40 years.
50.
40 years. I have one other way of telling how long he's been in the business. You can tell by the color of their hair. That is sure a dead giveaway.
36 years.
36 years?
We don't dye ours like you do.
It's up your nose too, Gene.
Who said 36 years? 36 years and 3 months.
Who's the winner? I'll buy the beer for that one.
I'll take the beer for him.
Okay, without any further ado, thanks for being here. Without you wonderful folks, this would not be possible. So back to our MC, Mike Schulta.
36. I remember doing 1951 here. That's the first time I read it.
Let's give Norby and Emil a big hand. They've extended our Polka Day for 12 years, which goes beyond many of them who even started out. They think they're going a long time when they go 5-6 years, but these guys started something out 12 years ago, and it's still going good today.
5 beats in the pickup. Yeah, 5 beats in the pickup.
We'd like to talk about what happened 12 years ago. And what really happened 12 years ago is we had a queen contest with girls that sold tickets, and as a result of them selling lots and lots of tickets, they ran as a contest and they were named as queens. And we haven't forgot those young ladies, and they're still as beautiful as they always were. And so we'd like to name them, and if they're here, we'd like to have them just come up, and we'd like to have you give them a big round of applause. Many of them have children of their own now. So if they are here, we'd like to have those young ladies that were Polka Day queens from years gone by to come up, and let's recognize them. Diane Shevs, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Eugene Shevs. She is now Mrs. Leonard Johnson of Whitby, Wisconsin. She's back here, but she's rocking the baby. Let's give her a nice hand. Lonnie Henderson, she's now Mrs. Bob Baranowski of Schofield. Let's give Lonnie a nice hand. Sandy C. Carter, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. George C. Carter. She's now Mrs. Bill Metco of Mattoon. Let's give her a nice hand. And we have another one, Sandy Shevs. Some people here in Birnamwood say Zeus, but it's really Shevs. Daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Eugene Shevs. She's now Mrs. Doug Sanders of Mount Prospect, Illinois. We're from all over. Now Kentucky, huh? Give her a nice hand. And then Cheryl Fisher, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Lawrence, better known as Stub Fisher of Birnamwood. She's now Mrs. John Herman of Birnamwood. A lot of marriages. Let's give her a nice hand. Rhonda Carlson. I know she's not married. She just had her wedding shower on Saturday, but let's give her a nice hand. And Cheryl Fondre, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Al Fondre of Birnamwood. Now Mrs. Keith Ziner of Birnamwood. Let's give her a nice hand. Oh, okay. She's now in Whitby, Wisconsin, I guess. And Denise Shevs, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Leonard Shevs of Birnamwood. Let's give her a nice hand. And Susie Dickman, I know her dad's over there cooking that wonderful chicken. Let's give Susie Dickman a nice hand. They live up in Antigo, Wisconsin. And then Sandy Machi, one of many of the Machis, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jim Machi of Route 1 Birnamwood. Let's give her a nice hand. I think she may be here. And then Carrie Fuller, who got tangled up with the Machi. She's now Mrs. Scott Machi. I saw her here earlier, Route 1 Birnamwood. Let's give her a nice hand. And then last year's queen, I know she's here, and I'd like to have Sandy come right out. Sandy Bain, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Norman Bain. Come on out, Sandy. There she is. A real lovely redhead. Let's give her a real nice hand. Sandy did a real nice job last year, and one of her best friends ran as queen this year, and this year's queen is a real good friend of Sandy's, and so it's I know it's a real treat for her to be able to crown her. And along with becoming queen, it takes a lot of work for this gal, Vicki Stadler, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Irvin Stadler of Route 1 Birnamwood. Let's give her a nice hand. Sandy will do the crowning, and there's some pictures to be taken. During the past several months, Vicki's been working hard selling tickets for the Birnamwood Polka Day. She's done a wonderful job. She's got a nice smile. Let's give her a nice hand. And then to show our appreciation, we give her a brand new watch and a nice check. And along with that, we'd like to have Vicki's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Irvin Stadler, come out and let's give them a hand because they did a lot of work with her too. Come on, Irv.
I didn't turn my camera off yet. No. Hey, you two are supposed to turn it on that way.
Real proud parents, hard workers, and we've got some real nice all silk corsages for the mother, and also Vicki, and also Sandy. So let's give them all a nice hand, and I hope you continue to have a nice day all day long till midnight. And I know you will with a fine man like Gene Heyer right next to me.
Thank you. Okay, it's polka time. We're going to play one of our newer ones.
Did I have the honor to do this? I don't care how I do this.
I haven't a lot of people on the board will do it. These do 324.